Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Kim McMahon. Kim McMahon is the Director of Marketing at RISC-V International. She comes to RISC-V with a deep background in marketing for open source and technology. She has spent her career with companies such as SGI, Cray, VMware, and the code team at Dell, where she honed her love for HPC, open source, and cloud native. Working with startups, large companies, and all in between, she brings her expertise in marketing strategy to spread awareness through content and digital platforms. Kim has a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Accounting from the University of Northern Colorado. Well, good afternoon, Kim. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here.
I'm very happy to be here as well. So I really appreciate it. And I know it's the end of the day for many of us. And so again, appreciate your patience, your time, and we get to spend this time on a microphone across the country. So Kim, let's talk about your background. You've got quite the career in technology. You worked as a product manager in marketing, and now you're the Director of Marketing at RISC-V International. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Wow. So not sure if there really is a secret formula, but there's a couple things that, thinking about my career, what I've kind of incorporated and learned along the way. And if it's okay, I'll run through a couple of those and share it with you and your audience. One of the things that I've learned, luckily, quite a while ago, is that you really need to know your strengths. And I know my strengths. They're messaging, and it's seeing big picture strategy and being able to put that together to drive whatever strategies are coming down from the CEO. But there's nothing worse than being in a job that isn't a fit with your strengths. And I've had those jobs. And frankly, I didn't stay in those very long because they are unpleasant. So knowing what I'm good at has been really important. And everyone's going to say the second one, but choosing your team wisely. I spend a lot of time at work, and I love my job. I like what I do, but a lot of that's the people that I get to work with and get to spend time with, as well as not only do we get along, but are they supportive? Like, I look for supportive people on my team, people who can support me, who I can bounce ideas off of, but also hopefully I support them and they bounce ideas off of me. It's kind of that collaborative thing. And I think I mentioned this, but, really love what you do. And I know that sounds super pithy, but it's really true. I do like what I do. That's probably why I work so much. But I also want to preface that I spend a lot of time having fun, living in Colorado, in the mountains. I get outside and do a lot of things. But when I'm at work, I enjoy it. I don't mind getting up in the morning and coming to work. So I would say that kind of comes all together to your be inspired question. And I'm inspired by the fact that I get to talk to a lot of people. I get to learn a lot. I get to share what I know. What inspires me is mentoring and a lot of the volunteer activities. So kind of all over the board. So I don't know, Brian, if that's what you were looking for, but that's what I love about what I do.
Yeah. And it's not, Kim, we're not, and I appreciate that. Thank you. It's not like we're looking for one specific thing. We just want to hear Kim's story. And I think it's great that, you truly are, from what I hear, is a servant leader. And I'm sure a lot of people that work with you would probably say the same thing. So thank you for sharing that. And Kim, we're going to jump into a little bit how this last year, especially 2020, we've had a pivot, right? This new normal that we live in today. Could you share with us what you're doing to help your organization stay relevant in the economy?
Sure. Well, first off, thank you so much for that servant leadership compliment. Thank you. I certainly hope so. But and then coming to our new normal, well, I bet we all can't wait to the time when we aren't talking about new normal and how we're going to do things in the pandemic. I'm sure you're looking forward to that too. But that being said, that was one of the topics that we had in our marketing committee meeting this last week. I did ask our members, what kind of things are you looking forward to doing and changing as we're maybe seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with this pandemic, and that we may be able to get back to some level of normality, which in our situation, that's a lot of getting together face to face with people. So in-person events, that's everybody is just dying for in-person events. And in open source and tech, that's one of the things that really helps bring us together. It really opens up that collaboration. But I also think, and I've heard from some of our members that what we're tired of are those long form virtual events. Kind of nobody's going to block out 8 hours of their day or of their week. Sponsors aren't, they're not, our member sponsors are not getting leads from, people are not visiting booths. We just don't want those long form events. So a couple things that I've made the change to is we've moved to short form virtual events, and we ask for our members to sponsor, and then we can give them those leads, because leads are always something that all the companies are looking for, and they typically got from in-person events. So moving to something that's only maybe a couple hours out of the day, hopefully people can block that out and consume that content. But that, as well as helping our members with leads via, like I mentioned, via the events, adding call to action in their blogs. And then the last thing is online learning. The Linux Foundation, that part of the Linux Foundation has just exploded. And RISC-V, I'm very excited. This is my plug. We announced 2 new courses on edX. We launched those 2 weeks ago. We've had over 3,000 people register for those courses already. So I'm super excited. But people are looking for those online learning options. And if we can package those in smaller form factors, it's better for the community. And then if I can find a way for a member to sponsor it, it makes them happy too.
Absolutely. It sounds like you are kind of figuring out, like, we talked about this shift or this pivot, is you're finding out, what works best as far as your format. So I appreciate the share on that. So Kim, we're a technology platform. And so I'm going to add, this is kind of big for me. My technology background, and you've got some tech background, are you leveraging any new or emerging tech in your tech stack today? And maybe if not, you could share maybe a cool tool or app you are using today.
Well, so I'll tell a slightly personal, funny story. We were shopping for an electric car, and my husband's like, let's get a Tesla. And I'm like, I am not going to sit at my laptop while I'm driving a car. I absolutely refuse. So for me, personally, I'm not, if you spend so much time on Zoom that technology, I haven't been spending a lot of time looking at some cool new technologies. But RISC-V, absolutely. We're seeing a lot of progress and growth in some of the top technologies out there, industries, artificial intelligence, edge, blockchain, 5G, et cetera. But if anybody else has suggestions on new technologies that are going to make me happier when I'm sitting at a laptop for 8 hours a day, I'm all ears.
That's awesome. And I think a part of it is, it's kind of that cabin fever, right? This pandemic has created Zoom fatigue, and you're in front of your laptop, and 8 hours might mean, 4 p.m. to midnight. It just all depends, and you are you in general, but the human being across the globe is being affected in the same way. So thanks for sharing your perspectives on that. And Kim, last question. Could you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in tech or marketing?
Okay. So I was thinking about this question, like how I grew my career in tech and marketing. And it came back to, I think a lot of my progress came back to people, period. And finding those people who can help you learn and help you grow. So I had a lot of good experience jumping, doing a lot of different jobs at companies, like, as you mentioned, product management. I run business units. I've done marketing. I've done sales, and all of those have kind of come together to make me who I am today and make me good at what I'm doing. So I think the biggest advice is that I need to remind myself as well is don't be afraid to ask for help. People do want to help other people in tech and open source. We love having those conversations and mentoring and bouncing ideas off each other. So I think that's probably the biggest advice I have is talk to people, especially in areas where you think you might be interested, and learn more about it and see if that's a fit for you.
Great. I appreciate the share on that. I think that's amazing how we get to be on the show and listen to a unique perspective on how to tackle or address something or learn from somebody else's career. So again, thank you, Kim. I really do appreciate that. And Kim, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brian. Have a fabulous evening.
Bye for now.